Today I want to talk about coaching your clients to behave and to perform in a way that helps the whole process, because it blows my mind how often recruiters aren't having these conversations with their clients, and then they wonder why their deals take so long to happen. They wonder why clients take so long to come back to them. They wonder why clients do stupid stuff in the process that really puts it just unravels all our good work. Okay, so people say I've been blessed with some really good clients. And I would argue to say, well, no, I've been looking for these types of clients and I've been working with them so that we are in lock and step when it comes to recruitment. So today's episode is all about coaching your clients to do what needs to be done to make this a good process. So I'd start by saying we all know what a bad process looks like, or what a frustrating client is when it comes to recruiting, okay? In that, when you know you've done an excellent job, you've got the brief, okay, you've nailed the brief, you've given him multiple people to look at, and when a client does stupid stuff like take a very long time to lock in interviews, or take a very long time to lock in second interviews, or, I don't know, just does or says the wrong thing, or even interviews incorrectly. You know, some people still have this old school mentality that interviewing is about, well, we've got the job, therefore you'll answer all my stupid questions. It's not a two-way thing, right? And then they always wonder why at the end of the process when they make the offer to the candidate they want, the candidate said, I don't want to work there. Boss sounds like a dick, you know? And so I want to talk around coaching your clients when you take the brief. And isn't really like a lot of younger recruiters might feel nervous with this. I haven't got the expertise. What do I say to the client? I mean, they're giving me a job. It's very simple, okay? So change nothing and add this. You're going to take the brief as normal. You go in, you have the chat, you get the job description, you understand what they're looking for. Great. Start by saying, what do you expect from me? And then they'll say, oh, okay, well, my expectation is X, Y, Z. It's a great question to ask, because that's where you pick up a client's thinking. So I've got clients who have said to me, oh, I'd love to have people, within the week. And I'll say to them, I actually don't think that's feasible. What you've asked me to do is X, Y, Z. We need to do It's probably going to be more like 2 to 3 weeks before we start seeing, results or whatever your timeframes are. But asking that question of what you expect from me really opens up that door for conversations around expectations. And then you can talk about what your delivery methodology looks like. We're going to do this, this, and this. My goal is to give you, 3 people to look at. Ideally, we can have them all kind of interviewing around the same time, so you can run these processes in parallel, so we can really get a good feeling and a sense of who's the better candidate in the mix. And then, look, in terms of processes, I think for this level of role, it's 1, maybe 2 meetings max. I don't think you want to do anything else than that, yada, yada, yada. So you kind of talk about what you're going to deliver for them. You're going to give them debrief notes, you're going to give them references, all that sort of stuff. Hopefully, that makes the client think, well, do you expect anything from us? Is there anything out of the norm you expect from us? And that's when you can talk about a perfect process, but they may not offer that up. And that's when you just say to them, hey, look, if we're going to do this right, there are a couple of things I need from you to make sure that we are all on the same page. If we can't agree to that, it's actually not going to work. Oh, okay, what is that? You're not going to ask them for unreasonable things. You're going to ask them for things that are quite reasonable and actually will facilitate the success for this process. So you just say to them, look, assuming I do my job right and I get you 2, 3 great candidates to interview, then the expectation from me is that, you respond within 48 hours. So once I submit that CV to you, I tell the candidates I should know within a day or 2 of what they want to do. The expectation is you do come back to me. I can't be chasing you for a week or 2 on an answer on a CV to book an interview. Once the interview is booked, I don't want to be booking it for 2 weeks from now. Like, recruitment's in our business. I want a tight, tidy process. I want you to be booking interviews for this current week, okay? And then what I want you to do is when that meeting's finished, you call me with your thoughts and your debrief notes. We need to jump on this straight away because candidates are expecting this. And the candidates that we place and the people who had the most success recruiting are the ones that have a really, really great process. Okay. If we're doing a follow-up meeting with the candidate, I need that to happen within the week, and when it comes to offers, they come through me. You talk to me about that offer. Do not go rogue. You do not send it directly to them. And you have this conversation. It doesn't have to be as aggressive as that, but the reason is you want to know where their head's at, how they operate, particularly if it's a new client. You want to understand where they're going to go and do something, which might be innocent in their eyes. And it might be, we just wanted to offer him the job. We really liked him. That happens all the time, right? But they don't understand that sometimes a candidate's not quite ready for it, or you're opening up an invitation for trouble because they might have another interview with another client. And all they're going to do is, if they get asked the question, have you got an offer? Oh, yeah, I do. What is it? Oh, it's 150. Like, no one means to give that stuff away or leverage it. Sometimes they do. But let's reduce all of that risk. So if you're not at brief, and this is a whole episode, if you're not at, when you're getting that job brief, shining a light on the client and just saying, look, I have some minimum expectations from you. If we're going to do this, it is X, Y, Z. And they might be unique to you and your market, the way you like to operate. You might hate what I just said, but you could tweak that to be, I need an interview within the minute. I need this follow-up interview later that afternoon. I need it done within 24 hours. I don't know. If you can get that done with every client, good on you. I mean, that would be the gold standard, right? And here's the logic too, with all of this, with clients, is that a tight process shows how you operate as a business. It shows that you have got your shit together. It shows that you know what you want, that you can make decisions, that working with you is not going to be hard. I've had people pull out of processes, or tell me they've pulled out of process because the interview process was too long or it was too confusing. You have 2-3 interviews, they still can't make a decision. People go, and savvy candidates will say, well, these guys can't even work out what they want. Why are we hiring? Are they all on the same page? Is there harmony in that team? Are they all pulling in the same direction, or are they all pulling in different directions? Are they cohesive? All this comes out. So we need to remember, it is important to coach our clients on how to perform and how to behave and how to be the best recruiters in the market to get the best talent. And I'm betting you there's someone here, and when I say someone, a large majority here not coaching clients. I think we assume our clients will do the right thing. We hope that they're going to do the right thing. We hope that they think like us. But we all know a lot of the time they don't. And it does happen a lot when you've got talent teams and then they've got to plug into the business. And that's no fault to their own. It's just another layer of information blockage or slowdown, right? So, look, point of today's episode is simple. Let's start coaching our clients on how to perform, on how to act, on what best practice is, on what best processes are. And of course, this is all hinging on the fact that we as a recruiter is doing our job and bringing the right people to the table. And if we can do that part and we can uphold our end of the bargain, then we want our clients to uphold their end, because we don't want to go through this process, waste my time, waste your time, Mr. Client, to get to the end and not have a person. That's the last thing we want, right? So that's it. Coach your clients, worth its weight in gold. And look, your deals will become easier and easier and easier because you've got a client who is basically doing all the right things and just creating less friction when it comes to recruiting. So get involved, get it done. You will not regret it. Like, share, subscribe. Helps us grow. As always, have an amazing day. May all your deals come true.